Hi guys, welcome to the 14th episode of the Awarenezzz podcast. Today we're here with our guest Asamoah. Introduce yourself to the people. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. My name is Aaron. I'm from Germany. Came to the US 3 years ago. Was also at Indiana Tech, like these guys. Was there for 2 years and now have my second semester at Longwood University. Yes, going great so far.
No, great, bro. Happy to hear that you're doing well there. We got to know you a little bit there. Matt's a little bit more. Both of you guys are Germans, but tell us a little bit about, let's do a little bit rewind on how you started. How was that process growing up, starting off with football? How was all of it back in Germany?
Yeah. So I started playing soccer or football like early, maybe when I was 4 or 5. In my neighborhood, like all of the guys were like a little bit older than me, like my brother, maybe 4 or 5 years. But I was always playing with them, which I think that helped me going forward. I was playing there, and then I think with 7 years I started playing at my home club, and was playing there my whole youth. Went to the first team as well, and then my next step was coming to the US basically. Always played at the same club. Always played 1 year up, like instead of playing under 14s, playing under 15s, and then 17s. So it was pretty good.
You were always the younger guy, which you said
Yeah.
that it helps you a lot.
That's a good sign, though. That's a good sign.
Yeah, exactly.
So how would you say, because maybe you mentioned that you were always playing with your brothers and the people that were your brother's age, and you mentioned that might have been beneficial, and we actually see that a lot with a lot of the guys that we've interviewed. They always play with, like, they're always like one step ahead of the ones their age. How would you say, in what sense would you say that it benefited you?
I think it benefits you, like being more tougher. You get stronger, like you used to, like playing against stronger people, and then when you get to your age group, they are most of the time a little bit weaker, so you already have that toughness. And I think these are like the main things that help you, and also the players are a little bit more developed than you, like football wise, which helps you like also like develop and kind of mirror them, which helps you like get better faster. So yeah.
And also I think your technique improves a lot, because when you're playing with people who are 4 or 5 years older than you, it's hard to like body them away, for example. You have to
exactly. Yeah.
Kali,
You gotta find your way around it.
Yeah. You cannot use the body, so you have to use other ways, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So basically, just the simple idea of challenging yourself more, and also trying to look in what other ways you can make the difference. Would you say that would be the way that it benefited you?
Yeah, for sure. And I think you see guys doing things what people maybe in your age wouldn't be able to do, like soccer wise, and that can help you like, okay, he's doing that, maybe I can try that as well. And if you would not play against older people, you maybe wouldn't see it, or just like in a few years later. So I think these are also things that can help you.
I think that's interesting. So like, not necessarily just the simple idea of you playing, but also being exposed to the skill set that people that age have,
Exactly,
and then maybe you can replicate it.
Yeah.
Okay. And bro, you said that from 7 years old you went to this club and that you played there your whole life. When you started in this club, was it always like too much like organized football, like structured, or how was it at the beginning of your development?
I think it was always structured. Always played like in a league if it was local or a little bit further around. Always played in a structured league. Never had problems. Sometimes also played against academies, went to tournaments and all that stuff. So I think it was pretty good. Didn't have any problems. Always had good coaches, good teammates, and it was a great experience for sure.
Okay,
you've been there more than 10 years. So you never took the option to go somewhere else, or you never really wanted to go somewhere else because you felt so
no No, I tried to transfer to an academy. I think when I was 15, 16, I had a few trials. But at the end, they didn't take me, so I was just saying, okay, I'm just staying at home
Did
at my
they
old
reach
club.
out to you?
Hmm?
Did they reach out to you for the tryouts?
Yes. So like my club was in like a cooperation with Mainz 05, like a Bundesliga club, and they were always like looking at players, and that's how they saw me. And then I went there, had for a week or two, practice, was doing well, like had good feedback, but at the end, I guess it wasn't enough. So, yeah, decided to stay at home, and it was a good program, like a good teams they had there. So it was a good club. So it was perfect for me at the end.
Okay. And did they tell you exactly why they didn't follow up with you?
I think what they said was that they were scouting like all around Germany. So I think they got a player from RB Leipzig or something.
Okay.
And like it's tough if you weren't playing in a academy, like being better than this guy, I guess. And yeah, that's how they made their decision at the end.
And then knowing what you know now, maybe with the experience that you have now, is there anything you would have done different, maybe to prepare for the trial, or maybe in the way that you approach it? I don't know, maybe helpful for any guy that's trying to go to a trial or do something like that.
I think I did everything as good as I was able to.
Okay.
You should always go into a trial like knowing your abilities and try to show them, and not try to do things what you maybe know you're not that incapable of.
Okay.
And just like play with your strengths. Like honestly, if you don't play with your strengths, like you can't really show like who you are and what your qualities are. Like when you try to do different things, like you will play not as good as you would if you try to like expose your strengths, basically.
Yeah, it's like because people sometimes try to do too much, right?
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
to maybe impress more. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you do what you're good at, and if you do it correctly, then that's what's gonna make the difference.
Yeah.
No, really, because if you try to go maybe other ways, then you probably end up doing nothing, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And it also gives you some time of like tension mentally because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I have to do this, I have to impress. Oh, it's already 15 minutes, I haven't done like anything crazy. And that starts to like play against you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you start not passing the ball, trying to dribble. And yeah, it's not always sometimes what you do with the ball. Sometimes it's also just like being hardworking. When you
Yeah.
run a lot, when you get into tackles, win the ball, get it back to your teammates, it's also like a big quality that can help you.
And of
Okay.
course, when you think about trials, you always think about pressure. Were you dealing with a lot of pressure back then, like with a year of 15, 16? Or you were always like a player, you just play your game and then you're fine?
Yeah, I think no, I was always just playing my game. Like I knew what I was able to do, and always was thinking that I'm one of the best. Like when I went into a game, so that's how I try to play, and
Great.
that's how I always been going.
So you always had that level of confidence when coming to a game. And
Yeah.
where would you say that confidence come from? Like, did you always have it on you, or were there some things that made you say like, "Oh, I got this"?
I think like when you play and you always like most of the time play good, you get recognized from coaches and maybe from other people,
Right.
which can give you strength as well. And then you can say like, yeah, like I'm good, like I can play. So that's how I went, and I was like, I did it the other day, so why can't I do it like today, basically.
Great, that's great. Because I heard probably about 2 weeks ago, a week ago, like these past weeks, I heard something that said confidence comes from competence, and a lot of guys, young guys, struggle with the confidence. I used to struggle with it, and it really affects your performance. And many guys maybe try to I don't know if you want to call it like that, fake it or maybe
Yeah.
try to force it. But then at the end of the day, it comes from what you're saying, like being able to actually perform well. And for many people, in order to perform well, there has to be some type of work involved,
Yeah.
like constantly getting that reinforcement that you're doing things well. Like that comes from repetition, that comes from going out there and play. What's your approach on that? Were you doing like a lot of repetition that maybe led you to perform well?
Mhm. Um, I wouldn't say I was doing like crazy a lot at home or something. Maybe when I was younger, but when I
Yeah.
got older, I was not doing that much. I was just trying in practice, trying to focus as much as you can, like on basics and stuff. So that makes you better. And also like just working, like just play consistently, going to practice. I always had the privilege that we always practice like pretty often during the week, like 3 or 4 times at least. So that's where you get your repetition as well, and like
Okay.
being focused on the basics. That can help you, like when you have a hard game or something, and like what you do is not working. Like when you can go back to the basics, it will get your confidence back, and then you can start doing like different things. And yeah, that's how I always went about it.
And also the point you mentioned earlier, like just focusing on your strengths. Like if you realize that in the early age, and if you say like from 14, you just focus on your strength and just keep doing that. Because like how I see you playing, you just play very mature, if you say it like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need to have players who can be a midfielder and can shoot like 20 goals a season.
Yeah.
Start from 14 and just develop your strengths and keep pounding on them. That's how you get your confidence up.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had a teammate back in Germany. I was a center back, a French center back. I think he was at PSG at some point, and like he said, like he wasn't like pretty good on the ball or something, but like he was a good defender. But what he said was what he was able to do, like what was his strength was header, and that's what he always practiced it, and then that's what he said got him into that position, like being a professional, was being able to be really good at heading and like kind of decent or a little bit better than decent in defending. Where with the ball, he said like he's not great, but like defensive wise or in the air, like nobody can basically touch him, and that's what he said got him there. And like when you have a strength like this, you should just go with that and like make that strength even stronger. So like people will recognize it for sure.
That's a very good example. Like why would you start training on his step overs now if he doesn't really need them at that?
Exactly. And he has the opportunity. When you're good at something, you have the opportunity to be the best at it.
Exactly.
But if you do really want to do it at a high level, you have to really pound on that, and maybe optimize the other stuff, because of course you want to get everything to a balanced level. But then like really pound on that thing that really makes the difference for you.
Yeah.
Instead of being an average player in every aspect, you can get to be the best player in one aspect, and then still good in the other ones, but like having that one that's like a different factor.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, perfect, man. And then, so yeah, you joined the academy at 7, and you said you always played with 1 year older than you. What were those like factors from you that really made the difference? Let's say for them to put you a year older.
I think I was just like pretty good at dribbling and like I guess understanding the game maybe, and that's what made me stick out. And I was also like quite fast when I was young. I lost it. Fully lost it. But yeah, I was quite fast, so I was starting as a winger, I think.
Okay.
And like I think I was pretty good dribbling, getting past players down the wing, and that's what made me be able to always play with older kids or older people at some point. So I think that's what made them wanting me to play up.
And did you see that ever as a challenge, or did you actually like the fact of being played as older players, with older players? Sorry.
Like when I was really young, like 8, 10 or whatever, I don't think I really realized it like that. I was just playing. I mean, they're basically also kids.
Yeah.
But like when I was older, I would still say I liked it being able to play against older guys and then like show them that you can be better than them, even you're younger. And that's how I always like just played. And I enjoyed it for sure, like always playing with older people.
Okay, okay, great, bro. And then, of course, that was one of the factors that maybe help you get to the best level, right? That was
Yeah.
one of the factors that help you get to a high level. What would you say were other key factors that you had in your development that really got you to a high level? Maybe in terms
Um,
of training, your
mhm.
your environment, I don't know, whatever was going on for you.
Yeah, I think I always also had good mentors, like a really good coach who I'm also still friends with.
Okay.
I think he came in under 15s. And
Mhm.
like he was really coaching me, teaching me stuff, teaching me new things I never heard before. And also throughout when I had different coaches, I always learned something new that was like helping me to develop. And
Mhm.
I think these are also like the main factors giving you the ability to learn new things. Like when you're younger, you can learn things from other players, but like there's just a certain extent of things they know because they haven't experienced
Yeah.
like way
Okay.
much more than you. And then like coaches who understand like youth and their ability to like gain knowledge, this is pretty important.
Yeah, so like having the chance of maybe having somebody that, because yeah, as you mentioned, a 15-year-old guy hasn't really lived through a lot of things.
Yeah.
They might be good, but like they cannot really come from a place of experience. But then maybe if a coach uh, comes to you and really focuses on your development, that person can talk from a place of experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
you listen to him more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Was
Yeah.
also one of the factors where you stayed at the club for so long, like having good coaches, good mentors, and
Yeah,
also by being playing a year up to keep getting challenged.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, and then would you say I don't know? Did that coach stay with you after the U15s, or did that change?
So I had that specific coach in under 15s, and then I had a different coach under 17th, and
Hmm.
then I had that under 15 coach again in under 19th,
Okay, okay,
and then at some point he was also assistant coach at the first team. So
okay.
he was always like around me, being able to help me was always my mentor. Like when I had any questions, which was really good. Like having somebody you can always go to, ask questions, and yeah, it was great.
Is there
And then,
anything? Yeah.
and in your first senior year, you played in the first team already, and I think you guys played fourth division or
Fifth division,
fifth
fifth
division.
division. Yeah.
And that's a pretty good level in Germany. How
Yeah.
was your first year? How did you experience that?
So my first year was I actually got there early. So the second half of my under 19th, I
Mhm.
was getting put up to the first team. It's surprisingly like I was at practice, and then one day he said, "Yeah, you're playing tomorrow." So I was pretty excited. And I also assisted on my first my debut, which was pretty cool. And there was also to my friend who also got put up. Um, so it was a great game, but unfortunately, I think we lost the game. But like individually, it was fine. Very different than youth. Like after 20 minutes, I was blowing. I'm telling you. Somehow played like 60 minutes, was cramping, and then coach got me out. But yeah, it was awesome.
I was gonna say perfect debut until you say you guys lost, but still is a
Yeah,
good one. Eh? Like giving an assist to your friend must have felt
exactly.
nice, eh?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
And then when he told you that you were gonna play, do you remember what you felt? Like, did you feel excitement? Did you feel maybe a little bit of nervousness? How was that feeling?
Um, I would say both. I was
Yeah.
excited, but also nervous. Like when I got back, I'm like, "Oh, I'm really gonna play tomorrow. I'm starting like everything." like it was always we would play 11v11s, and like the team with the pennies is basically the team that plays.
Okay.
And then he was telling me like, wear that shirt, and I'm like, you sure?
What?
Yeah. And yeah, like I was excited going there. I also had good teammates tell me to like just enjoy it, do what you do in practice, and you'll be fine. So that's what I was trying to do, and yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
wanted to ask you about that because when I went to the senior team, it's kind of hard to be the younger guy because like they kind of not bully you, but you know, like you
Yeah,
have to do all the stuff, you have to pick up the balls, the
yeah,
cones, and they just make fun of you for doing that. Was it
yeah.
the same
No,
with you or not?
no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, of course, if you play a rondo or something, like you're gonna go in 100%. Gotta get a few balls or something. But they were always great. Also, we didn't have too much like older people. I think we had like 2 guys who were like 30, and then the rest was like mid-20, maybe end of 20, which was pretty good. And they were all really good, helping me with whatever, and like trying to help me get better and try to be a part of the team. So it was pretty good.
It's
And I
nice.
I think that's very important to have that, because every time you're going to a new environment, maybe a new age group, sorry, maybe a new team, you're always fearful of, oh, they probably not even nice, they probably like
Yeah,
arrogant and stuff. But the more I have done it, the more I realize that they're just normal people, and
yeah,
it's important for you to understand that, because that brings your confidence up. Is
yeah.
that something that you had in mind, maybe when coming up to the senior team? Maybe that a little bit of shyness, or, oh, they're probably not gonna, I'm not gonna fit in.
Yeah, like I think like the year before when the team was still in the fourth division, I was
Yeah.
practicing with the first team. Um, there were a few people that wouldn't like really talk to you, just like say hello or something, but also a
Okay.
few people who are like pretty cool. And then also we had like a practice game against them where they were most of them kind of rude or whatever. So like
Okay.
when I was told that I'm practicing there, whatever, I was like, I don't know and whatever.
Okay.
But the year after, I think mainly most of the team like switched. A lot of people left,
Okay.
and then new people came, and they were all pretty chill. I think that like the higher you go and the more money is involved, I think the people can be a little bit more rude than they are like in the fifth division, because like they see a young player competing for your position, and like you're trying to feed a family, and
Yeah.
like if you don't play, you don't get the money, and like that's how it can go at some clubs. But I think like you just have to do your thing, like knowing what you can do, and like just get your head down and get through it, basically. Yeah.
Maybe everybody's trying to like fight for their own, like they
Yeah.
don't really, because I think it's very important also for young guys, for young athletes coming to a new environment, maybe a higher level environment, to have people that make them fit in, like uh, tell them, okay, come, let's go, let's do the rondo, let's do this together, like
Yeah.
to make them feel part of the team, because
Yeah.
then I understand how it can be very tough.
Mhm.
So would you say it was very important for you, maybe that when you came to this new team, that all the people received you well? Because I can imagine that it would have represented a challenge if the other team that was very rude would have still be there.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you get to the first practice and like everybody's playing and doing their thing, like rondos and whatever, and then you're just standing there, kind of
Yeah,
not having a group or not or somebody. Like you will feel awkward. So if there's like 1 or 2 guys saying, "Yeah, come here, we're gonna play," whatever, it will help you like getting comfortable with the team. And I think there should always be like a few people. Always like if somebody new is coming, like be open, like invite them to your group basically, and make them
yeah,
feel comfortable, because at the end you wouldn't want to feel the same way as somewhere else, basically.
And in the end, it just helps the team.
Yeah.
Everyone wants
yeah.
to feel comfortable and they play better. Otherwise, it just puts more pressure on you. And
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we talked about all your youth career and like your first senior year. How did the process go to going to America and like getting the right university?
Yeah, so I finished my high school, and then after that I made like an apprenticeship in like a chemical firm basically. I didn't like it, and so I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to study in Germany. I think I couldn't combine it with soccer, and yeah, then I saw somewhere like about college soccer and scholarships. I was like, okay, maybe can be an idea. So I was looking up on YouTube and everywhere different videos of guys showing their day and how it is being in the US.
That's a
And
typical
then,
one everybody sees day in the life of a
exactly,
D1 athlete.
yeah, I was watching everything, I'm telling you. And then saw an agency. Sorry. And then yeah, I saw an agency, talked to them, and then I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Because like going to the US, you can say like you're gonna be good in English. At the end, you're gonna be fluent. You have a degree, and you can be able to play soccer at a good environment, at a good like program. Train every day. Go to school every day, and it's better combined. Where in Germany you go to work 9 to 5, and then you practice at 6 p.m. and then your day is basically done. And then like you meet a lot of new people, like people from all around. So I thought it would be a great idea to do. Did that, got together with the agency, had like only like 2 offers. It was during COVID or like right after COVID.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to get too many clips. Had like 2 offers, and then at the end decided to go to Indiana Tech, which was an awesome decision. I think I had great 2 years there, and yeah, that's how everything went basically.
And what made you decide for Indiana Tech? Like, what type of criteria were you looking at? Were you looking at something specific, or just maybe the opportunity?
Yeah, so at first, like when you're outside the US and you have no idea about college, you hear that NAIA is not good. So at first I was just wanted to go to NCAA D1 or D2, and then Indiana Tech came. I think at the time was ranked 7th. So I was like, I think it can be a good spot since it's like the top team in that region or in that league. And yeah, like playing NAIA like the last for 2 years, like you can see there are like a lot of really good players running around there,
Yeah.
which like a lot of people don't know about. They just hear NAIA and say like, no, that can't be good. But there are a lot of NAIA schools that can compete with D1s and D2s like easily.
Totally, totally, bro. Totally. And when you okay, you made the decision to come to Indiana Tech. When you came here, what were some of the challenges that you faced? I mean, coming from a different country, different language, how was that process?
I think my process went really well.
Yeah.
I was lucky that in our team were a lot of internationals who went through the same thing basically.
Yeah.
So they were trying to help you like from the start, like telling you all the things you need, and help you to get those things. So I think my transition went really well. The coaches were also very helpful. Like I wouldn't say I had like any big problems at the start, luckily. So
How did
for
your
me, I
family
would
feel
say
like
it's
you're
great.
moving away from home, away from home?
Yeah, of course they were a little bit sad. Me too, of course. But they knew that I really wanted to do it, and so they said, "Yeah, just go do it. We're gonna help you with whatever you need. Enjoy it, and like it's gonna be a great experience." And yeah, so they're always just supporting me basically, and that's what is great.
So from both sides, you received like a lot of support from the family that you left behind, and also from the team that you arrived to. Would you say
Yeah.
like both of them received you very like your family like always supportive, and then the team received you very well?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then what's your major, bro?
I'm doing business administration, and then my concentration is cybersecurity and information systems.
Okay. And were you doing that here at Tech too?
No, I was doing management, business
Okay.
management, and then
Okay.
I got here to Longwood, and I saw they have this concentration, and I thought I wanted to change.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. And how was that how did you go about managing both things, like the academics, the sport, not only those two things, but then also your social life, your normal life? How did you manage to manage those three things?
I think I just like in the beginning, like the first semester, I wasn't, for example, working on campus, so I had like more time.
Okay.
So you would have more time like for class stuff, or like for practice or whatever, and like you're not at school the whole day. Like for example, I had a schedule maybe 9 to 12, and then basically the whole day is free. So you got you got a lot of time to do all your stuff. When you work, of course, it's a little bit slimmer, but it's still like pretty good. Like you go to school 9 to 12 or something, and then you work for 2 hours. You go to practice, and then you still have like a few hours to like do homework or like hang around with other guys. And yeah, I think the balance is it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So you wouldn't say
the professors are very supportive in the university. You can always ask them something, and they're going to help you out. I think that's really the best thing here in America.
Yeah.
And also probably the most stressful times are when you have like away games and have to do like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the times it's stressful. I think during the season when you travel somewhere and you got an assignment or something like that can be stressful for sure.
Then so you never had a problem with maybe managing your time, managing your schoolwork? I mean, there are some times, of course, you have a little bit of load, but then in general, would you say that you always handled it very well?
Yeah, I think it's pretty manageable. Like you won't have like a lot of times where you feel like really overwhelmed. Maybe it depends what major you're doing. I think if you do like engineering or something, then I can say it will be probably really overwhelming. But like I think if you do business, which is a little bit easier, it won't be that crazy demanding, I think.
Yeah, because I think I know a lot of guys, what they're fearful of is maybe managing their time, or maybe what you see they complain about is that they don't have time to do stuff, they don't have time to focus on this, they don't have time to eat well, or to finish the work, or to sleep well. But for example, I'm industrial engineering, also play a sport, and I can say, and also you're saying that like it's actually manageable,
Yeah.
if you're really aware of the time that you have, if you're aware of, okay, at what time am I gonna start doing this, at what time am I gonna end doing this, and like really make sure to do all the things in the right times. I think it's very possible to manage your day well, so you can do all of that, like do your sports, sleep well, do your schoolwork. Would you agree with me, bro?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think you have to be consistent as well. Like if you stay consistent, it will be a habit, and like a habit, like it's easy for you to do every day. As when you do like something else and not being consistent, if you have like 2 days where you be consistent, and then like 5 days you're just like doing whatever, and then it's hard to get back into that habit. And then if you just stay consistent, it will help you for sure, because it's going to be normal for you.
It's going to be like automatic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Also important to get your priorities right. Like if you say you want to have a 4.0 GPA, of course you have to work for it, but let's say you're fine with a 3.0 GPA, of course, then you can take it a little more calm.
Yeah.
But then you can't complain if your goal is to have a 4.0 and you don't put the work in, then nothing to complain about.
I think what Matt just mentioned is very important, because I hear a lot of guys saying, "Oh, I don't have time to sleep." So, or for example, and they're in season, and well, while you're in season, like sleep is very important because you have to recover. So that has to be top of mind. That has to be top priorities. So maybe organize your day from the sleep, and then
Yeah.
see what time do you have for the other stuff. Not
Yeah.
maybe not just like, okay, I'm gonna watch a movie, I'm gonna do this stuff, and then maybe see
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
I have time to sleep.
Yeah.
Like do it the other way around. Like organizing your priorities first. Okay, this is what I have to do, and then see, okay, do I have time to maybe fit in some more stuff that I enjoy? But then like having those priorities that Matt just mentioned top of mind.
Exactly. Like you gotta be able to think that you gotta sacrifice a few things, like maybe
Exactly.
sacrificing like 2 hours more of chilling into like doing work or practice or whatever. Just being able to say, okay, I'm not gonna chill now. just gonna do it, and then like if you chill after you work, it feels more rewarding than if you chill before doing your work and then just do your work after, and then
And
you're
just stresses
struggling
you out
maybe.
more.
Yeah.
Because have more stress in the end, you have to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
Aaron, you told us before your idea was to go like to a D1 or D2, because
Yeah.
every time you, for example, same for me, I was in Germany, I didn't even know about NIA,
Yeah.
and now you made it to the D1. So very
Mhm.
nice. Happy for you.
Thank you.
Would you say there's any big difference between NIA and NCAA? Like could be the sport, could be the program itself or the school.
I think equipment and like the field is a big difference. Like for example, we have 2 grass pitches here who are pretty well kept. And then also pretty like really good equipment. We get a little bit more gear, like we get shoes, running shoes, football boots. Also have an athletic trainer where we go to the gym like 2 or 3 times a week. Who can also give us a plan if you want to do something on our own. Also, yeah, have an athletic trainer where you can go if you have something on your back, go ice bath or something. Go into the booths, get cuppings. Like you can do everything here. Like when you need it, you just gotta tell them, and then they're gonna help you like with whatever.
Saw it on the pictures with the catapult with the vest, like
Oh
to check
yeah,
you.
as well. And I have the GPS tracker to see
Yeah.
how your workload is. Like it's pretty different. A little bit more professional, just based on the ability to get like better equipment, I guess. And yeah.
And then when it comes to academics, to give some insights for high school kids who are looking for a school, maybe.
Sorry, what do you say?
When it comes to the academics, is there also a big difference?
I think so. Like I think Longwood is a really good school. Like compared to what I experienced doing business at Indiana Tech, I think it's a little bit harder. But yeah, it's manageable. You just gotta do your homework, and go to class. That's most important. Like just being in class and listening will help you a lot, so you don't have to relearn on your own. It's better somebody telling you things than like you just reading it and then trying to put the puzzles on yourself. Like, yeah.
Great. So would you say the biggest difference that you notice, I mean, in terms of the sport, would be mostly the infrastructure that there was, like the equipment, all the things that you get from the team?
Yeah, exactly. Like all the equipment, for example, on our practice field, you can go whenever. If it's at night, you just turn the lights on. Like nobody's gonna stop you from going to the field. You can go there whenever. You have balls there, all the equipment. So like it's like very different at Indiana Tech. For example, the field was closed. Sometimes you were able to go, sometimes you were not. Sometimes you have balls, sometimes you don't. Like that's also like a big difference.
No, great, bro. And then in terms of, we've mentioned like how to make the transition from one team to another, from each group to another. How was it to make you this transition from Indiana Tech to Longwood? Was there any difficulty, or as always, has it been like very smooth and very good?
For me, luckily, it was really smooth because my coaches here at Longwood, they were also at Indiana Tech with me. So they basically took me with them. So I knew what to expect from the coaches, and they knew what to expect from me. And then like I knew their playing style, so it wasn't like I have to adapt to anything. It was just like a little location change basically, and then also got other players, just playing with new players basically. So I think it was pretty smooth for me. I didn't have like any problems.
Great, bro. So very good. Like all time around has been very good for you. Like this adaptive process, and I mean your results have shown it. You know, like you've done a very good season. First team all conference, all state second team, which is like very good for somebody just arriving to the division, to a new team. Something that really just shows like how well you've adapted to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect, bro. No, it's nice, man. And now what are new goals from here now?
So this summer I'm playing a summer league in Louisiana, a USL 2, and that team is turning pro next year. So I'm trying to perform there good to show myself, and then perhaps there's a chance I can get into the team after my last year of college. And then, of course, playing a good last season here, trying to win something with Longwood, which hasn't happened yet, and like change the program, make an impact down here, and yeah, that are my plans right now.
Great, bro. So like just taking what you're doing to a next level.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great, bro. And I'm sure you're gonna perform well now in summer, and then they're probably gonna give you the contract afterwards, bro.
Hopefully, yeah.
You have to keep us updated.
Yeah, well, for sure.
No, yes,
So
sir,
your long-term
bro.
goal is you're gonna finish your bachelor now.
Exactly. Yeah, gonna finish my bachelor in the spring, next spring.
And then your idea is to go with the team you play in the summer to go pro with them.
Yeah, if it works out straight away, yes. And then if not, try to find a job somewhere, cybersecurity or something, which would be also great. But yeah, if that doesn't work out, I guess it has to go back to Germany, play somewhere 4th division and find a job there, and then just basically live my life.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound bad, but these are the scenarios I have right now.
You have all the different scenarios like imagined.
Yeah.
Bro, and what teams do you guys play with in the division? In the conference, sorry.
I'll be honest, I haven't looked. I don't know.
No, but like in the sorry,
at college?
Longwood. Yeah.
Oh, in Longwood? Okay. Like we have High Point in North Carolina, which is a pretty good school. They're always ranked. We have Gardner Webb, Winthrop, UNC Asheville, UC Upstate, Radford, yeah, teams like that. So it's okay. It's good. It's a good level. And I enjoyed the last season, being competitive every game. Like nobody's just gonna give away a game, which is really good. It helps you get better, and yeah.
So looking forward for this next season.
Yeah, for sure.
But
you know what to expect.
Yeah.
No, perfect, bro. I really appreciate you for like taking the time of talking with us, like sharing your experience coming from a place like from somebody that has come from another country that has also lived 2 wars here in America, the NAIA sports, then also the NCAA D1 sports, and you can talk from a place of experience. So I think it's really valuable not only for us, but then also for the people watching, bro. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And I think for people that want to go to the US, like don't only stick like with the NCAA or something. I think NAIA is like a great way to get into America, the lifestyle, learning your English, improving it, and then like being able to play. I think it can be easier to be able to play in the NAIA, of course, based on what setup or what team you get into. And I think it's a good step, like starting at the NAIA and then at the end up at a D1 or something. And it will help you for sure, like seeing how college soccer is. I think it's a good start for you if you think about going to the US.
Oh, that's great. That's a great takeaway, bro. So kind of seeing it as an entry point and not really closing the door. Not closing the door because it's not an NCAA, but seeing it more as an opportunity to, okay, maybe I can show here. Like this is a way for me to get inside of that environment. And then when I'm inside of there, I can really show what I have and then maybe look for other opportunities. And perhaps just stay in there if you like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've seen people going straight to the D1 and then not really playing. And then, for example, getting cut or then having to leave. And then they end up going to the NAIA. They start playing, they develop, and then get back to Division 1 and end up playing. So that's also a lot of scenarios where stuff like this happens. So always take your things step by step. Like don't try to get to your goal basically straight away. Yeah, that's what I think you have to do.
No, definitely, man. And then now to end it up, we're gonna just do some rapid fire questions, bro. Is that okay with you?
Yes, of course.
Perfect, bro. Do you have a pre-game ritual?
I don't think I have one. No. I think the only ritual I have kind of is like I jump with my left foot into the field first. Kind of. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest difference between American and German football?
Athleticism, I'd say. Yeah, there's a lot of emphasis in athleticism here. Like a lot of people like just are able to run forever, tackle you forever. And in Germany, it's kind of both, but like more on the technical side or tactical side.
Okay, is that something you had to learn when you came here?
Yeah, I think so, just a little bit. But I think I always had the ability to adapt pretty well. I didn't take too long time to adapt to an environment. Like also sometimes you don't have a lot of time. Like when you come to America in the fall, you have like 3 weeks and then the season starts basically. So you gotta adapt quick. So yeah, I was able to adapt pretty quick.
Okay. Bro, what's your favorite midfielder?
If you go all time, for me, it's Mesut Özil.
Okay. I was like, who's that? Who is that? But then I realized it's like, okay, German pronunciation.
No, unbelievable player, unbelievable.
Crazy, yeah.
I can agree.
The streets would never forget.
No, never.
What's your favorite football memory?
Promoting to the 4th division before I left to the US. It was great. It was awesome.
Nice, bro. That's nice. Yeah. You get to experience that.
Yeah.
So that's
like
a nice evening after the promotion.
Playing all year and then get the reward at the end. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's great, bro. That's great. Then one teammate from Tech you'd like to have along with?
Luka Motta.
I'm not even gonna ask why, bro.
Unbelievable player.
What's your favorite goal you ever scored?
My favorite goal. I think back in Germany, like there was a period I wasn't starting or playing that much, and then I had a game where I started again, and I had a goal there, and was able to show the coach like, hey, I'm here, basically. So
I think starting point. Then you started playing.
Sorry?
Then you started playing from the start again.
Yeah, and then I started playing a little bit more again, yeah.
Was it also because the goal was good or mostly because of the important moment?
I mean, it was good. I think I was between center backs, and then I was center mid. He tried to shoot. Let's be honestly, he tried to shoot, but like the
Okay.
ball rolled into my feet. I took a touch, turned, and like put it in the corner. But like it was just like the scenario which made it so good, I guess.
Yeah. Great, bro. Brother, De Bruyne's passing or Valverde shooting?
De Bruyne's passing. Yeah, I think the
Because you
passing.
have a better shot already.
No, I'm far off, but yeah, I think the passing should be better.
Okay.
Okay, what's your favorite and your least favorite class in college?
Least favorite, accounting for sure. Accounting, 100%. I don't know how you can do that, but I think the best class, I would say programming. I had like a programming class last semester, which was pretty interesting. So yeah, I would say that.
You're big into tech now.
Yeah, I started to get interested to it. So yeah, I like it.
Nice, bro. What's the food you miss the most from back home?
Doner kebab.
Okay, bro. I have to try that, bro. Everybody says
It's
it's crazy.
unbelievable, man. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. At any time of the day, you can have a doner kebab. It's unbelievable.
So, and to finish it off, what's your advice for young athletes?
My advice would be focus on your strength, make your strength stronger, and while you do that, focus on the basics. I think the basics are the most important things in football. If you watch high-level football, like basics, being able to pass the ball on the ground 99 out of 100 times, like even if the ball is sometimes bouncing, like being able to keep it on the ground. It's like basics, like run, defend, and like, yeah, I think basics, always.
Very good.
Love
I think
that
that's the key point from this podcast for me, like the takeaway as a young athlete, just focus on your strengths and keep developing them.
Exactly.
I think that's key because like not trying to overcomplicate stuff, trying to go for things that maybe you don't know or
Mhm.
things that aren't necessarily so needed for the sport. Like if you play soccer or football, whatever, like if you know how to make a touch and how to pass the ball, you are
Mhm.
more than halfway through. Like if you
Yeah,
can master that,
yeah,
you're gonna be an incredible player. But if you know how to
exactly.
flip over really well, that doesn't guarantee you'll do anything, you know?
Yeah,
So, like
exactly.
really just pounding in the basics and the thing that you're already good at and making it even better so you can have the chance of becoming the best at something.
Yes, exactly.
That's great, bro. That's great. I really like that takeaway, and I think it's very important for, especially for all the young players, because I can really say that when I was younger, I was sometimes making some drills that I see now, and I'm like, that's definitely like trying to like rainbow flick and some fancy stuff. But
Yeah,
if I just do 1,000 touches a day or whatever,
yeah,
that's gonna be way more valuable. Like doing the basics a lot. I think that's key, man.
exactly. Yeah.
No, perfect, brother. So as I said before, I really appreciate you for your time, man,
Well,
and looking
thanks for
forward
having me.
to talking to you to see how the net season is going, and wishing you the best of lucks, bro.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you
wish
very
you guys
much.
also
Yes, sir,
very
bro.
much luck with your
Thank
thing
you,
you're
man.
doing. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.